Pastor Ride Along, Memorial Day edition. You're riding with David Rowland, pastor of Salem Seminole Baptist Church. I'm from Donalsonville, Georgia. And today we're going to be talking about the topic of church attendance. Unfortunately, the churches seem to be poorly attended on Memorial Day weekend, but at the same time, we realize that, everybody's not going to be there every Sunday. And so I would just ask you to prioritize church, and I would encourage you to do that as a believer. But I want to talk about one specific service in this video today, and that is the Sunday night service. And just before we get started, I want to encourage you to hit the like button on this video. That'll help us out, get us in front of more people here as we try to expand our ministry, as we try to help people turn from sin, fight the good fight of faith, and thrive in Jesus Christ on this channel. And then also comment below, as we definitely want to interact with you in the comment section. I've enjoyed on some of the other pastor ride-alongs just the insights and thoughts that others have provided in those. And so we just want to keep that momentum going on the channel. And then also share this video with somebody if you think it would be beneficial to them to hear about these Sunday night services. But getting back into that topic, we realize that church attendance is going to be down on Memorial Day. But at the same time, we want to celebrate that day. We want to celebrate Memorial Day. We want to honor the troops who have given the ultimate sacrifice to buy for us our freedom to worship, our freedom to go to church. And so I really encouraged our people yesterday in our congregation not to take the opportunity we had to worship for granted. We have brothers and sisters in the global church who are being persecuted for trying to meet together and to have church. And so we need to just be extra thankful that we have the opportunity to meet and gather safely in the midst of the global pandemic, and that we have the freedom to do that in our country. And so it's not something that I take lightly or take for granted. And so we definitely honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives for the freedom of Americans. So with that being said, these Sunday night services, is it a sin if we don't attend? Is it, am I wrong for not going to church? I think the answer really depends upon the church and your personal situation there within the church. So the first place we always want to go to is the Bible. And the Bible doesn't really give us any prescriptions for Sunday night church. It doesn't really give us a prescription for the services. A lot of our services are ordered and set up based on, things from the Old Testament and some things from the New Testament. But the biggest thing that I would say, the church is not a building. The church is the people. If you're a believer and you attend church regularly, you've probably heard that before. But the church is the people. And so that puts the Sunday night service in the hands of the people. Is that something that the people want? Is that something that the people desire? Is that something that the people have agreed to? I think that's the key to unlocking this question. And so when we consider, is it a sin for me not to go to church on Sunday night? Is it wrong for me not to go to church on Sunday night? I think it depends on what the people of your church have decided. So for us, we're a congregational church, which means that we all get together and we vote on service times. It means that we get together and we vote. For example, whenever we came back inside from parking lot church into the inside, we put it to a vote. Do we want to continue meeting inside or go back to meeting inside or continue meeting outside in the parking lot? And it was a unanimous vote to move back inside. And so what you see is that the people have the power. And so I realize in some churches, not every church is set up like my church, but some churches are elder ran, or there's a leadership committee. But whatever it is, ultimately the people have to agree to that. And so if your church has agreed to have a Sunday night service and it's different than the morning service, then I believe that you should support it. If your church has programs, if your church has vacation Bible school, or your church has Sunday school, whatever your church is doing, if you're a joined member, if you're a covenant member of that church, I believe that you should support what that church is doing. That doesn't mean that you have to go to every event, but especially where your talents are needed or required, or really really needed. Let's go with that word, where your talents are needed. I believe that you have an obligation as a member of the church to go and support that. And so I would say also, another thing to consider is that if your church has 3 services on Sunday and they're all the same message, the same worship, all that, I don't necessarily believe that you have to go to all 3 services. What I'm saying is our church has 2 different services. If your church has 2 completely different services, then I think there is a need to go, because your church has agreed to meet then and to be there. And listen, if it's not your deal, you don't like going to church twice on Sunday, then you should probably find a church that only has 1 service, or that has 3 separate services and they're all the same. But if your church is doing this and has agreed to do that, then I do believe you have an obligation to support it, because you have covenanted with these members of this church to be a part and to support it and to go with it. And so as you think through this, you have to make this decision for you and your family. If you say 2 services is just too many on Sunday, then man, find a place where you can go and worship that only has 1 service. But, for our church, we find value in the Sunday night service. Sometimes we have testimony. Sometimes we pray through the Psalms. Sometimes, we just get together and share. And it's a beautiful time. I've seen God move very powerfully in our Sunday night services. And that is the reason why we continue to have those. And so it's not some legalistic thing that we feel like, hey, we still got to do this. And listen, our services are, there is a drop-off from our Sunday morning attendance to our Sunday night attendance. And I'm not going to bag anybody over the head and say, well, why aren't you here? You're going to hell if you don't come to church on Sunday night. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just trying to make a point here that if we've agreed to that as a church and you're a member of that church, then you have an obligation to support it. And so that's just my take on it. I would love to hear what you think about this topic in the comment section below. As we think about church attendance on Memorial Day weekend, pastors, don't be discouraged. Be encouraged that maybe your people are out getting rested up, and we'll be back in church on next Sunday. Where we need to get concerned is when this becomes a pattern every Sunday, where people are skipping out on us and just going on vacation and hitting the beach every weekend instead of being at church. If it's a one-off thing, no sweat. But we really need to be praying for our people as pastors. And we need to be doing what we can to steer them in the right direction. So this is a conversation that we've been having at our church, about not even about just Sunday nights, but about our midweek Bible studies as well. Those tend to be less attended than most services, and as well as a Sunday night service. But if our churches have agreed to this, then we need to be supporting that. We need to be pushing it, and we need to be giving that time to the Lord. And if it's not something that the church is interested in, maybe we should reconsider it and divert or allot that time for something else, something more productive within our midst. But just something to chew on and think about today in this pastor ride along. I know this is a little bit different than the sermon recaps that I normally do on Monday, but I figured, hey, it's Memorial Day, and we got a good topic to talk about. So I look forward to seeing you in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend if you have the opportunity, and you can also support the ministry through money. You can also support us through giving. Buy me a coffee. The link is in the description of this video. I really appreciate those who have gone over and just sent a little bit our way. Everything helps. I'm trying to raise $500 to upgrade the camera setup that I'm using. I'm currently using the iPhone 12. I'm getting everything uploaded and edited on it. And so that's been a lot of fun, but I'd also like to add, another camera to the arsenal. So just consider giving and helping the ministry move forward as we just continue to start this endeavor on YouTube. But that's going to do it for this episode of Pastor Ride Along. And until next time, y'all stay faithful.